Hi, in this video we are going to look at the configuration, deployment and configuration of server load balancers, server load balancing or SLB. First, let's take a look at the configuration process. These are the steps that are involved in configuring server load balancing. First of all, we have to enable server load balancing. Then we create a real server group or a cluster of real servers, which means that we are going to configure, or we are going to tell the firewall that these are the real servers or these are the IP addresses of the real servers. In this, we create a real server group, then we configure a load balancing algorithm, then we add the IP addresses of the real server group, and optionally we can configure the health check feature for these real servers. Then we configure a virtual server. We create a virtual server, we configure a protocol type for the virtual server, and then we configure an IP address for the virtual server or the port ID, and finally we associate the virtual server with a real server group. There's a typo here, this is the real server group. And once we've done that, then our firewall is ready for doing load balancing across the physical servers. Let's take a look at the configurations. First, we'll take a look at the configurations in CLI mode. Then we'll look at the example. Then we'll come back to the web mode or the GUI mode. Let's take a look at the command line interface configuration first, or CLI mode first. First of all, we have to enable SLB by the command SLB enable. Then we create a real server group. By the group command, we give it a group ID and a group name. Once we create this group, we are in the group config mode, group 1. Then we define the load balancing algorithm, either round robin or weighted round robin, least connection, weighted least connection, or we can use the sticky connection or weighted sticky sessions. Finally, we add the real servers to this group. Our server means real server. We add real servers to this group one by one, either one by one or in the form of a group, but generally it's done one by one. So we define the server, assign it a server ID, and then assign the IP address and the port number if we want. And we can also assign a weight to the server for weighted round robin or weighted least connection or sticky session. And finally, we enable health check on the server. Then we create a virtual server. We create a virtual server, give it a virtual server ID and give it a name. Then we assign it an IP address, and finally we are going to link this virtual IP address or this virtual server with a real server group. This configuration will be more obvious, will be more understandable once we take a look at an example. Let's look at an example. Here's an example where we've got two servers which are providing DNS service, and we want to configure load balancing across these servers, and we need to do the configuration on the firewall. What we'll do is that on the firewall, we will do the basic configurations first, which are not related to server load balancing, but those are basic firewall configurations. For example, configuring the IP addresses, including or adding the IP address or adding the interfaces to the security zones, and configure security policies for forwarding traffic between the security zones. Then we are going to do the SLB related configuration, and because it's DNS, it's simple service, we use the simple weighted round robin load balancing mechanism. Let's take a look at the configuration. First of all, on the firewall, we enable server load balancing. Then once we've enabled, then we go in this SLB config mode, and here we configure or we create group 1 is the group number, and this is the group name. GRP1 or group 1 is the name. Once inside the group 1 config mode, we assign it a load balancing algorithm. In this case, we are assigning it weighted round robin load balancing algorithm. Then we are going to, within this group, then we are going to assign the real servers. We assign two real servers, our server 1 and our server 2, and this is the name, this is the IP address. So we assign the IP address. Real IP is 192.168.1.5 and 196.168.2.6. And important thing is that we assign the real server 1 a weight of 2, whereas the real server 2 has got a default weight of 1, which means that more traffic is going to be forwarded to this server than this server. And if a lot of traffic is coming in, we will see that approximately this server is getting twice the traffic as compared to this server. So this is the first step of enabling the SLB, configuring the SLB real server group, assigning it the load balancing algorithm and the IP addresses along with the weight. Next, we have to configure the virtual server. In the SLB config mode, we configure the virtual server, assign it server ID 1, virtual server ID 1, and the name VS1. Then we configure the protocol UDP because it's DNS, so we configure the protocol UDP. Then we assign the virtual server IP address. This is the virtual server IP1. We assign it the IP 192.168.20.10 is the first IP that we're assigning it. We assign it the vport 53 for DNS, and then finally we connect this server to the real server group GRP1. This is the key. This means that we are associating the virtual server with the real server group. Now whichever traffic comes for this virtual server IP from the clients, it is going to be forwarded to the IP addresses, or it is going to be forwarded to the real servers that exist or that we configured in group 1. So this is how we configure server load balancing or SLB on the firewall using command line interface. If we want to verify our configuration, or if we want to see that SLB has been configured successfully, we can issue the command display firewall server map static, and we can see that SLB is configured, and this is the IP address and port number of the virtual server. This means that SLB is configured successfully. If we want to look at the traffic distribution across the real servers, we issue the command display SLB server VS1 verbose, which means that we want to look at the details. Then we can see that these are the two real servers which are working behind this virtual server IP address. These are the two real servers, and important thing is this server has got a weight of 2 and this server has got a weight of 1. Therefore, the amount of traffic that is being distributed across these servers is in the same proportion. Almost twice the traffic is being handled by server 1 and half of the traffic is being handled by the server 2. This way we can look at the actual traffic that is being handled by each server. Now if we go back and look at the graphic user interface or the web configuration, it's very simple. Here you see that in the policy tab we go to server load balancing, and then in the server load balancing here we add a new server load balancing policy. Here we can give it any name, and then we can select the protocol, we can select the load balancing algorithm, we can enable the health check, and we can add real server IP addresses here. This is an example of how we add the load balancing algorithm, and this is how we add the health check, whether we want to enable TCP health check, HTTP, DNS radius, or ICMP health check. So this is how we configure server load balancing or SLB in the graphic user interface. It's easier to understand the configuration in the command line interface, but it's easier to do the configuration in graphic user interface. So this was all about server load balancing on the firewall. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you understood the SLB concepts. So see you in the next video. Thank you.